Alright, I'm Carlos Guevara, and this is my informative speech for speech 2. Her need to do this, it is her instinct in her way for protecting herself, a mechanism shielding the real person in her mind, and I don't think she even knows who the real her is. Eating disorders are disorders of silence. Whether you know it or not, they are silently screaming something: attention, love, help, escape, or forgiveness. Although they might be looking to fill different voids, chances are likely that they will never ask for the things they need. They feel unworthy, that for some reason they don't deserve them. So, they play the game of guess what I need from you. And their inability to guess just feeds their feelings of worthlessness. When they finally realize there is a problem, it is much too late. They will now fight, lie, and cheat to hold on to the one thing that has given them support. You see the symptoms: weight loss, weight gain, depression. They catch them, starve, eat, purge, and isolate. They tell them to eat or not to eat, to sleep, or to just get up and do something, and they just can't seem to understand why they can't get better. If only it was that easy. Some of them have been living like this, with this for half of their lives or more. They honestly believe it is the thing that's holding them together. Even though it's the what they need, see, that's making them crumble to pieces. It is not just a part of them anymore, but it has become them. It is their new identity and who they are without it. Many of them are afraid to find out, fearing without it. They are nothing. It becomes their sole companion. It is the thing that becomes them. Think they are strong, so they don't need, don't want, and don't feel. It is their cape of invisibility. With it on, you can't see them, you can't see their pain or shame, and begin to disappear. Slowly at first, and then before you know it, they're gone, lost in the world of pain, always fighting for control that they can never seem to get. In the beginning, the control is easy, and the high from it, they say, is incredible. They can make themselves 90 for 4 days, and they can make themselves exercise for 4 hours a day. Or they can just throw up everything that they eat. They think they're in control, but somewhere along the road they start to lose the control, and the eating disorder takes on life of its own. They no longer control it. It controls them. They wake up in the morning hearing its voices and can't sleep at night because the voice is too loud. They stop listening to anybody except their eating disorder. They believe the fat, worthless, useless, unlovable, and weak. They honestly believe that losing weight will, on some level, make things better. They wake up with their thoughts of food. They consume them all day long, and often cause of sleepless nights. It becomes all that matters. They listen to the voices that constantly tell them they are not good enough, thin enough, strong enough, or just a little more than they can control. We see them hurting themselves and don't understand. They do not really understand either. They know they need to lose weight. They know they must punish themselves when they feel guilt and shame. They use exercise, sleep deprivation, and self-harm to take the pain away. Many of them get to the point where the pain is too much and the road is so long. They decide it's just not worth it. Since they have no worth, the world would not miss them. If they could just disappear, the pain would go away, and they would no longer hurt us with their problems. Death becomes a way out. You can't live forever with an eating disorder. You can't live without it. It becomes a question they will ponder for many, many years before having a definite answer. Do I want to live? Why? The question they all seem to ask themselves. Their reasons not to live may seem mundane to us, watching someone having an eating disorder. We can't feel the emptiness or understand the loneliness. They can't share the world of silence they have made for themselves. It is the thing that may have saved them in the past and might kill them in the future. You look at the consequences and can't imagine why they would do this to themselves. They are losing their hair, rotting out their teeth, bleeding when they throw up, dizzy, tired, dehydrated, malnourished, and mentally unstable. And at the same point, these things do scare them. The first time throwing up blood, passing out cold, or being in the hospital is an eye-opening experience, but not usually enough to stop the behavior. Some of them might even see these consequences and reinforcement that they are succeeding at something. To give that up would be giving up a piece of them, and they aren't sure they can live without. Nothing is good enough. Nothing is quite right. So they push themselves to eat less, run faster, dance longer, whatever they're doing, they must be the best. Then comes night, when the distractions of the day aren't there to drown out the voices. Sleep is difficult when the thought of hopelessness, self-hate, failures, and suicide surrounds them for hours. So instead of trying to sleep, many of them spend endless hours on their computers, exercising, reading, cleaning, anything to avoid sleeping. They eventually sleep for a few short hours, and then the cycle begins again. Only now they have to beat the day before, weigh less, eat less, and do more. By their side, their faithful coach and partner filling their heads with criticism, demands, and insults. Although they say they hate the voices and eating disorders, they don't hate it all. They love the high of seeing the numbers going down. They long for that empty, numb feeling that comes with starvation. They thrive on what begins as compliments and turns into worry about their weight loss. The disorder is the thing that makes them feel strong and special, while at the same time letting them disappear to run from life. They will no doubt say that they don't want our help, sometimes because they are in denial and actually believe things are fine. Sometimes they feel guilty in receiving help because they feel unworthy, and sometimes it has just gone on so long that they have just given up hope and accepted it. They tell themselves, I will live with this until it kills me. When they say they don't want our help, but those are the times that they need us the most. They need us to stand up for them when they can barely stand for themselves. Love them when they hate themselves. Hold their hope when they feel hopeless, and never give up on them when they give up on themselves. They will push us away. We will get angry with them. They will tell us they don't need you and to just leave them alone. They will throw temper tantrums and even throw food. They will close up and lock doors. They will blow off important appointments. They will do things they have been told they can't. Important appointments they will forget. They will do things. Exercise, chewing gum, and drinking Diet Coke. They will push every limit. They do not do these things to hurt us. They are just scared and feeling threatened, want them to give up on something they can't imagine living without. But in the midst of this all, we can't feel bad about all of the help we are trying to give them. We see them hurting themselves and can't stand to see it. We are only trying to help. We all have to be patient with them. Whether being a parent, spouse, friend, therapist, doctor, they will come at a time when they realize what we have done for them. When they reach out for us and ask themselves when they will ease our burdens and start to take care of themselves. They will share more, smile more, and live more than we have seen them do in years. They may still have the negative thoughts, be obsessed with food and body, and eat in a different manner than we, but they have taken a huge step in recovery, and the rest will come in time. They may and probably will always have issues with food and body, but they now have outlets for their negativity, and they know it all as rights to ask for help. Just because their symptoms lessen does not mean they do not longer need us. They will always need us. She wants to be free. She wants to free herself and find security in her tears. How can she touch her inner self and know of the existence when that painful essence has been beaten her down? This illness of everything interesting due to the fact that the United States has as many as 10 million females and 1 million makes our fighting a life and death battle with either anorexia or bulimia. Anorexia nervosa has the highest premature fatality rate of any other kind of mental illness. Nearly 5 to 10% anorexics die within 10 years after contracting the disease. Nearly 18 to 20% of anorexics will be dead after 20 years, and the only 30 or 40% will be a full recovery. that's the end. Thank you.